this documentary, we will feature Melanie Hale and Pauline Wethington and their many trials and tribulations dealing with the subject of race. During this part, our interviewees describe their eye-opening experiences.
There were a lot of hate crimes, or not so much hate crimes, but there were hate incidents, I shall say, that occurred on the campus during African American History Month when we were going to promote our events. We had posters that were hung on the bulletin board in the faculty staff mailroom, and somebody took a black magic marker and crossed out the word African American on all the posters and wrote European American on every single poster and just defaced our property. We had an African student that was running for president of the Associated Student Body. He wanted to become the president, and he won the election, and somebody put a sign on his door that said, another nigger in office. So, I mean, there were very overt, blatant kinds of racist acts that were experienced on our campus. Sometimes students or faculty of African ancestry would be together talking.
In this excerpt, Pauline Wethington describes how she found her self-identity while attending a Black Panther party.
Well, I was in high school, and so it was something that we was curious about because we would see them always on TV. So we went to Oakland to one of their rallies, and just witnessing with the sign of the Black Panther, it made me feel like I was part of something, like a movement, and being proud of being black, because everybody's I'm black and I'm proud. We was wearing the naturals, and so we was actually getting into our identity, been born and raised in California, not knowing, just hearing about it as kids, about slavery, but not knowing the real powerful events about it, but it made us feel good about who we were.
Here, Pauline Wethington continues to talk about unity within the Black community.
Because anytime when blacks unite and become strong, they become a powerful unit. And when the powerful unit come together, they overthrow what the white establishment don't like. So if there's a form I control you, that I can lock these people up, put them in prison and put them in jail, then that'll shut it off. Which that was positive at the long short end of it. Because it diffused and Huey Newton got killed, or, undercover, just like any other civil rights movement. And that was like kill the head, and that means everything else is going to die. And that's what happened.
Lastly, Pauline gives advice on how to form a political movement, as well as the progress of African Americans today.
Experience in life. And so as I grew and learned, it made me even want to go to college more. Because when you went to the rally, it was more or less about educating your mind and educating yourself to be able, if you want to overthrow the system, you need to educate yourself to know how to do it. So from that, you got CEOs and you got congresswomen and stuff running to be congressmen in the state of California. So you start seeing the changing of, you start seeing black mayors, you start seeing congresswomen become black congressmen that's in the district. You just start seeing more and more black people getting in key positions. That wasn't like that before.
And women too?
And a lot of women. As well as white women as well. Because white women they were considered a minority too. And then you start seeing the good old white boys changing because of the movement and because of that. So you start seeing changes, and you start seeing more blacks becoming professors, getting into the colleges, becoming presidents in colleges and vice presidents. So you start seeing things that wasn't there before.
At this rally, was the police there?
Always.
Yeah?
Always. Yeah. Well, whenever whenever the Black Panthers come together and rally, and it was mainly a lot in Oakland, they would be there. So I've been to one in Palo Alto, East Palo Alto. They had Black Panthers, they had rallies there. They had them in every city within California.